Hello guys and welcome to another video from Time of Business. Today we'll be discussing how to sell prints and posters on Etsy. So how to actually sell art on Etsy. Now if you're new to the channel and want to grow on Etsy, this is the perfect place. So make sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel, like the video if you found something useful, and also check out our website timeofbusiness.com because we have a ton of useful resources for Etsy sellers just like you. So as you already know, digital art is maybe one of the most competitive spaces on Etsy, and we are going to jump on our computer and show you the most successful Etsy stores, what they are doing right, and how you can apply those changes to your store in order to be successful on Etsy and your prints to sell.
So guys, we just jumped on our computer and there will be a few main things that we are going to talk about looking at the main stores that sell prints and posters on Etsy. So I have opened a few of them right here and you can see that they are quite big. So this one, for example, has almost 100,000 sales. Then we have some that are over 50,000 sales, and we will keep on looking at what are the main styles of prints and posters that sell on Etsy, and also what are the main things that these stores do right in order to achieve this rate of success on Etsy, and how you can apply those changes to your Etsy store. So first of all, let's look at the different styles of prints that these stores have. So as you can see, the main one has a large variety. Here you can see that they have almost 1800 prints. They have made all these collections, and also you can see that they have a lot of sets that they sell. They have very antique vintage style posters and prints. Then if we go to the second store, here you can see already a different theme. You can see that they have botanical prints that sell very good on Etsy, and also this kind of posters where they have a vintage style but with new or modern keywords such as Tesla, Star Wars, and others. Going to the third one, you can see that they have a completely different style compared to the first two. At first glance, you could say that they sell a lot of nursery wall art prints. So you can see that all of these are sets and they can easily be placed on a kid's or a child's room. So this is a completely different style. Then if we go even further, you can see some that are going with landscape, ambient, something more geometrical style of prints. Then other stores use famous painters such as this one that has Gustav, Van Gogh, Monet, and they use their paintings and insert a certain cat or element, and those painters are already in the public domain, so it is quite unclear whether you can actually sell all of those posters and consider them your own or not. Then you have some that sell only vintage posters. You can see a lot of paintings. They have the individual paintings and also a lot of sets. And here we have a very interesting store where you can actually make your custom prints, meaning that you will send them a photo of a couple, of a family, of a pet, and then they will actually digitalize that photo and make a print using their let's say sketches or their presets in order to have a more illustrated or funky version of that photo that you sent. So this is a custom, so personalized type of store, which is very interesting. Then we have other stores that besides the prints also sell print on demand products. So they have t-shirts, mugs, and many other products, and maybe you can also buy the printable version of the poster. So this is something that is very cool because you can actually increase your revenue, and you can see that they have the poster, then they have the t-shirt. So there might be some people, some customers that want to order the t-shirt directly from you instead of the digital file. Now, if you want to gather more information about Etsy sellers in general, you can use Market Polls and you'll have a list of top 100 Etsy sellers, and you can go through each and one of them in order to see and find viral products, the top trending products, maybe some new products that are trending on Etsy, and so on. Then, if you are new to the channel, please make sure to subscribe and also check out our website timeofbusiness.com, because we have a ton of useful information for Etsy sellers just like you. And if you are starting out, make sure to grab our ultimate free guide to a successful start on Etsy. Those were the different styles of prints and posters that you can sell on Etsy. Now, let's see what these stores actually have in common. So the first thing that you want to see is the number of prints. So with the exception of the one that makes custom personalized prints and posters, so in digital file for their customers, all of them usually have over 100 at least prints and posters. As you can see, the top sellers have over 500 prints on Etsy, and that means that you need at this point to have a lot of designs. In the beginning you might not have so many designs, but you can upload the ones that you have and then keep on adding as many as you can, because Etsy at this point is one of the biggest e-commerce platforms, and that means that you have a lot of competition and also a lot of traffic, so a lot of potential customers. So the stores usually target a certain style, and then they try to keep on adding as many products within that style as possible. So what I suggest is to open an Etsy store and try to stick with a theme, at least in the beginning, so that you target more keywords within the same niche and have the chance to actually get those initial sales and build your store. After that, you can actually keep on adding more designs, more and different styles of designs. Another thing that these stores have in common are these banners. So these banners are very explicit to what they sell, to their style of products, maybe whether they have collections, so they sell sets of products. Here you can get a vibe of nursery, wall art decor. Then you get a more mindful, maybe meditation, landscape feeling. Here you have a more colorful, maybe with famous painters and paintings. Then you have a retro 80s, 90s, promotional, let's say, a vibe. Then you have the one with the custom printable wall art. And then you can get a funky, very childish vibe. So as you can see, all the sellers have very representative banners so that they feature their designs, and the customer can get a feeling from the get-go about what that store actually sells. The next thing that we can observe while looking at these stores is that they sell both individual and sets. So that means that you can actually have, let's say, 4, 5, 10, 50 designs, and then you can combine a few of them that go together and make a set of posters. And that is because usually people that browse through Etsy would actually choose 2, 3, 4, 5 designs in order to decorate their wall, or to also have the option to send a few gifts. And that is your chance to actually increase the average order value. So instead of actually averaging $2-3 per order, you can actually target people that want to buy more. As you can see right here, you have the average price of around $6 for a print, and here you have 12 prints, so 12 different animals, and instead of paying $72, you actually pay 53. So that is a very good incentive for the customers, and you can actually encourage them to place an order of a greater value. Then a very easy and fast thing that you can do in order to optimize your store and your products and to also show up in Google is to actually have all those collections. So once you have different types of products on your store, you can actually place them within a certain collection, within the same style. So I can go with office, vintage, gallery, definition prints, and all those collections will actually be picked up by Google. And if you optimize it very well and you get a lot of traffic, that will be seen by Etsy and by Google. And also you have to think for your customer, so for somebody that is browsing through hundreds or thousands of prints on Etsy, if they land on your store and they want to find a certain style, maybe a similar print or poster to the one that they have landed on, it is very easy for them to search for Halloween wall art prints, then to click on Christmas wall art prints. So this makes it very easy for your customers to actually browse through your products. And you have to think that usually customers, so when you buy online, you have a very short attention span. So that means that the faster you can deliver to your customer what they have been looking for, the faster you can actually convert and the bigger chance you have of that conversion to be made. Now, another thing that you will see with very big stores is that they have a huge optimization. So they have a full set of updates, they have a good about us page, and then the one that is very important, they have all the social media accounts attached. So you can start with Pinterest, Instagram, Facebook, or Twitter, that are the ones that you regularly use, and then you can extend. So you have to take into consideration that people spend a lot of time on social media, and this kind of products usually go very well with Pinterest. So that is why most of those sellers use Pinterest. So this is a very powerful backlink that will be seen both by Google and Etsy, which are search engines. So the more backlinks that you have to your own store, the more proof you have that your store, your product is important. Then they also have their Instagram account. Even though it is quite small, it doesn't matter. They still have that social media presence. Then they have a Facebook page, quite small. So I believe that the main target for them is the Pinterest account. As you can see, a Twitter, quite small. And then a very important thing is that they have their own website where they sell the same products, but here they will actually earn more per product. So that means that when they get a sale on Etsy, Etsy gets a cut of that sale. And when a product sells on your website, you get to keep a larger percentage of that. So if you are starting out, you can actually have only your Etsy store and the social media presence. And then as you keep on growing, you can actually add that store. So as you can see, the second store and the third store, they don't have that social media presence, and also they don't have a website. Now, the last thing that you need to look at and to also take into consideration when starting to sell on Etsy is that those top Etsy sellers have been around for some while. So all of these stores that we have looked at today are at least 2 years old, most of which are over 3 or 4 years old. As you can see, the biggest of them has been on Etsy for over 8 years. Then we have one from 7 years, and here another one that has 8 years of Etsy. Then there are some more recent ones, as you can see, 2021, and now we are in 2023. So that means that Etsy takes time. You cannot jump on Etsy, have a few products, and then expect them to sell. That is why a lot of people abandon their Etsy stores or get discouraged because they go and look at the top stores and ask themselves, why aren't my products selling like these? And you have to take into consideration, once again, that Etsy takes a lot of time. You need to have a lot of sales, feedback, and the more products you add on Etsy, the more sales that you get, the better feedback that you get. That will actually keep on increasing your sales and your rankings on Etsy. It is like a snowball effect. So you have to ride the wave and to invest as much as you can, have patience, because that is the only way you can actually get successful on Etsy. So guys, once again, if you enjoy these kind of videos, if you want to start selling on Etsy, if you want to grow on Etsy, please consider subscribing to this YouTube channel, and also check out our website timeofbusiness.com, because we have a lot of useful information and resources for Etsy sellers just like you.
So that was the video, guys. I hope you can now go on Etsy and grow your successful business and start selling posters and prints like never before.